Actually, I don't think we have to get the wave beam right now. The wave beam... No, that's not the beam that's here in Maridia. The wave beam is actually in Norfair. I mean, we could get it right now. I believe I've gotten it at this point in the game before without too much of a problem. But is it really worth going out of our way for right now? And the answer is, I don't think so, because the major boss fights that we're going to be having here in Maridia, I'm actually not going to be making use of the beam in order to really help us out with that one. So next on the docket for Maridia, however, is going to be this iconic moment right here that was, of course, had a nice little callback in Metroid Prime 1. Where you have to powerbomb the tube that briefly goes through Maridia that you went through, like, at the very beginning of the game. Well, not the very beginning, but towards the beginning. So now that we do that, it's really interesting to think, right? Because you do that right there, and you may not have thought to actually, like, do that before, right? For sure. Until you see the broken pipes earlier in Maridia, and I think that's supposed to be your little tip. That, hey, maybe some of these things, like, the glass is kind of fragile, like, maybe you can break it open fairly easily. But with that in mind, you can replay the game, and if you'll remember, like, we got power bombs fairly early into the playthrough. I think we got them soon after we had actually beaten Kraid. So with that in mind, you realize that you could access like this area where we are right here as early as right after beating Kraid before you ever go to the wrecked ship. And that's kind of a revelation when you realize, wow, I could get to Maridia so early. Now that I know that that pipe can be busted open with power bombs. Don't think you want to do that, because as you look around, you see, it's a lot of water around here. And yeah, it would be very, very painful to go through this area without the gravity suit. But, okay, I think this right here, we'll put a pin in that, we'll get back to that. This right here, probably one of the more difficult shine sparks we've had so far. Of course, compared to some of the crap you have to pull in Zero Mission, it's not a whole lot, but... Oh wait, I think I need to open the door. Because we just don't have a lot of time right here. And I think... Yeah, we'll just use a super missile. Okay, I think I got it. Did I get it? Yeah, we got it. Go ahead and kill you, and skadoosh! Gotcha! Alright. And I remember when I was looking, you know, like, it's pretty easy to see that missile if you, like, powerbomb or something. And I remember thinking, like, I don't want to shine spark that, I don't want to try. I'll just come back whenever I get the space jump, because the space jump is coming up really soon. No, I'm pretty sure you have to use the speed booster in order to get that, because there's a speed booster block right below it that... I'm trying to remember, does the powerbomb actually reveal that? I don't remember if it does or not, but regardless, I'm pretty sure you have to shine spark right there. And it's not really difficult because of the physical shine sparking that you're doing. Because, I mean, it was just a very simple jump up, right? Like, there are far harder shine sparks in the series that you would have had to pull off if you're trying to go for 100% here. But it's just the fact that you don't have a ton of time from when you kind of initiate the shine spark. Actually, let's kill this guy first. Die, crab. Taking so many hits to get those guys, though. But it's just you don't have a lot of time between when you initiate the shine spark, when you start glowing, getting to the point, and then jumping up. And the one crab that's kind of blocking it will, like, certainly ruin your day. Okay, super missile right there. Well, I know the mini-boss is kind of right there in the middle. That's kind of where we need to go, of course. Trying to remember, there are a lot of dead ends here in Maridia, like a lot of areas that just don't have anything very interesting in them. Or they just lead to missile recharge stations or health recharge stations. And I don't really necessarily need that right now. I mean, I could use the missile recharge with the normal missiles, you know, their power's starting to taper off. Now that we have all these bountiful super missiles. Like, whenever you get over 20 super missiles, you start feeling the power. And feel the power! Yeah, I'm pretty sure we just have to do this. This is gonna be fun, though. One step at a time, after I embarrassed myself with the super scope room. Okay, let's not do that. Of course, if we fall all the way down, it's not that big of a deal, but this is the first tricky one. The one in the wrecked ship got nothing on these grapple beam points right here. Okay, one more maybe? At least we can just jump so freaking high. It kind of feels like you jump higher underwater. Don't think that's really the case, but the floatiness is just, it's palpable. You can feel it. There we go. I'm fairly certain this is where we want to go. And we want to go up first because there's like a little treasure trove up here. Yes, some treasure! Something that doesn't really happen in Metroid a whole lot. Yeah. It's coming back to me now. I'm going to be checking the map here a lot because... Yeah. So over to the right is the pipe that we used to go all the way down. Don't need to head over there right now. In fact, we just want to get out of here. As I said, there are quite a few dead ends in Maridia, which is kind of strange. I remember pointing this out in Metroid 2, you know, when I played the Game Boy game all those years ago. I guess due to the fact that it was a Game Boy game, there was not a ton of wasted space in that game. Like, you wouldn't go down a lot of corridors and be like, why is this just a dead end with nothing here? There's not even a Metroid here for me to kill, something like that. But, I guess in this game, to maybe throw you off a bit more. And it kind of only really happens here in Maridia. I can count the number of kind of dead spaces that we've had in the game up to this point. There's been very few of them, there's not a ton. But I think they just wanted to throw us off here in Maridia. With all the water changes and having to go through that and all that fun stuff. But this is not one of them. You may think this is a dead end. You would be forgiven because the map ends right here. But you just fall down and look at that. A missile and a super missile. Ooh. There might be one more thing down here too. I'm going to power bomb just to make sure. This is going to put us over 20 super missiles, so I think our total might be like closer to 30 now, actually. Which is going to be very useful no matter what you're talking about. Anything else here? Thinking kind of on the ground, but nah. There is a point in this game where they fake you out twice. It's like, okay, you get the power up, and then, ooh, there's a secret, and then there's a secret behind the secret. It's like, man, you guys are trying to trip me up now. But I think that's all we wanted up here, because we don't need to go back to the... It wasn't really an elevator as much as it was like a pipe. It was like a pipe that just split Maridia down the middle or something. Makes it to where you can... I mean, it is a big area, so I guess it helps you just like get from the bottom to the top. And you can go the way you came, like it's not just a one-way only thing, you can go up and down. Wasn't there something like that in Metroid 2 as well? I'm trying to remember that. Of course, I don't remember the specific areas in Metroid 2. They didn't have any names, but they were called areas. And all this is just wanting me, it makes me want to play Samus Returns a little bit more. I mean, we have Dread right behind the corner, so of course that's going to be the next major one that we play. But, I mean, Samus Returns, I got this new computer, right? It's a PC, it's got a far better processor than my Mac last had. It has double the RAM, so I mean, finally being able to emulate Samus Returns, even if it's not super high-resed up. I get the feeling there's going to be a season of Metroid. Like, Super Metroid right here is going to mark a season of Metroid, everyone. Like, we're going to finish up Super right here. We're going to finish up Super here. Dread is going to be later in the year. I'm not going to play it on release, because everyone and their mother is going to be playing it on release. And plus, I found that playing games on release for the channel that I'm really looking forward to can somewhat impact my enjoyment of the game. Kind of connecting it to, having to do commentary and produce it and edit it up, It's hard to just kind of enjoy the game for what it is, which is why I've decided to not play Metroid Dread on release. It will be later in the year, though, because I'm probably going to beat that game within a week. My work schedule, be screwed. I don't care about work. Then after Metroid Dread, I'm thinking maybe like early next year, we just go Samus Returns, Samus Returns. Just make it a winter of Metroid, man, like, why not? So we're gonna get that, and then, oh, Chiki gave me. I think not. We are a little low on energy right here. And as you can see, there's nothing over to this corridor right here. I'm not seeing any power-ups there. Of course, there can be the secret areas and things like that, but those kind of stick out. Like, you can kind of tell. Okay, well, I did not really want to fall down, but I guess we're going to find out here anyway. Let's see what we got. I think... Yeah, this is a whole lot of nothing. Screw this. I guess I can get some energy and ammo while I'm here. Yeah, no, we do not need to be here. I don't need to be getting stuck in the sand and losing these things. Let's get out of here. Plus, this is the opposite direction that I want to go anyway. We need to go north. We need to get up. It's where the next mini-boss is going to be. Not even mini-boss. I've been saying, like, mini-bosses this whole time. They're not really mini-bosses. So, do I want to jump here? Yeah, this one goes all the way up. Gotcha! Although I don't want to be shine sparking too much, getting low on health. Ooh, and there they are! They're not the Metroids, the Machtoids. These space pirates failed attempt to clone the Metroid, since, there's only one left. And I guess they used the DNA from the baby, from the last Metroid, in order to create those guys. Kind of look like Metroids, not quite, the core is triple membrane, it's only mono membrane, so it's not completely formed. And plus, they can try to latch on to you, and they can absorb your energy, but they can't truly latch on to you. Which I'm thankful for. I mean, Jesus, man. Regular Metroids are so difficult to take care of. But here he is. Come on out, bud. This guy's gonna be easy, though. This is Batoon! But of course, at this point, this is the first boss, I want to say, where you can just unload freaking super missiles on this guy. I mean, look at that. So much damage. Of course, he goes really fast now, but I already pokes out his head. I'm just gonna go ahead and, like, use all the super missiles we got, because I don't really have, like, a pressing need for any more of them. Jesus, dude, calm down. Holy crap, that took a lot. Because I was kind of careless, that could have been more efficient. But As I said, I was not really rooting for super missiles for the rest of Maridia, so I'm not gonna get too choked up about it. But also, that's another guy who gives speedrunners a lot of problems, because, you know, I've watched quite a few Super Metroid speedrunners. Because the game is just fun to watch someone speedrun, you know, like, I've never been a good speedrunner myself, you know, I've made a few honest attempts at it. It was never anything good, you know, especially to what the top guys can do, but, I mean, Super Metroid is just an entertaining game to watch speedrunning-wise, like, I don't know what else to say, honestly. I think I would like to maybe get some more super missiles here, maybe like get up to 10. But yeah, Batoon, him and Fantoon, I believe, actually have an element of randomness that can annoy speedrunners a good bit here. But now I know you saw it, because I definitely did, and I kind of need it. There it is, look at it. There's a trap, just like in Zero Mission, and I'll take it. And that'll be a full row, right? I believe so. And maybe we can start filling up this reserve tank, too. Haven't been doing a good job with that so far. And we might have a need of the reserve tank for the next boss here, but I've got a strat. It's a really cool strat. I don't want to spoil it. Let's talk more about the Moctoids, rather, as we're going to go ahead and get our first little bit of reserve tank energy right there. You know, we never really saw anything like that ever again. A failed attempt to, like, clone the Metroids. So I'm going to, like, fail to try to wall jump up this wall, apparently. Stay away, Moctoid! Oh yeah, and the grapple beam's like super effective against them. I guess in the Prime series, you know, they tried to create new Metroids using Metroid DNA. But of course the Metroids were not yet extinct in the Prime timeline. Well, it's not really a timeline, it's more just like whenever the Prime games took place. And the Metroids, they were kind of just more adapting to their surroundings, you know, they didn't have their natural life cycle. They had the Townlon life cycle and the Phazon life cycle and things like that. So this is the first and only time, you know, we would really see an attempt to clone the Metroids, kind of in the face of their extinction. Which I suppose makes sense, because, you know, Metroid's been going on for a long time, right? So it's kind of difficult to think about how, like, you know, the end of the Metroid timeline, but the only game, like, the only two games we got after Super, were Other M and Fusion, and that's it. Like, there has not been a ton of material that has taken place after the extinction of the Metroids. I suppose understandably, because you can't really make a Metroid game if the Metroids are extinct, right? But those are the only two, and, in the wake of Super Metroid, you know, the Space Pirates, as an organization, were kind of foiled, right? Because you think about in Other M, like, the Space Pirates were more being manipulated by MB, and it wasn't really, like, the true organization or anything like that. And, in Fusion, it was more of just the X, the Space Pirates, like, so much was a factor, so... just taking into account, like, the entirety of the Metroid timeline, just kind of, wow, like, not a whole lot has happened. Okay, I don't really know where I was going with that diatribe necessarily. Just kind of ranting, apparently, but... Oh, I don't need any energy. Okay, that's a nice change of pace. I think this is the last... Yeah, I feel like I missed something. Have I missed something? Check that map again. I mean, we've gotten all the dots pretty much. There's that one below us, but I don't think we can... No, that one below us. Like, kind of right above the boss door? That one, no. That's not even a good... No, I don't think we're even going to go there. I think that's just like an energy or missile recharge. Probably missile, since there's an energy one right up here. But that's something that, like, would start after this game, too, is they would start, like, labeling... namely Fusion. They start labeling, you know, that's a missile recharge, that's an energy recharge, not just a freaking dot on the wall. Okay, oh, nope, didn't want to do that, actually. Well, there's the boss, so I guess we'll go ahead and kill the eye. So easy to take down compared to Fusion. These things are nightmares in Fusion. I can't believe they upped their difficulty so much. Because I would say, as a whole, like, Fusion is most definitely a far, far easier game than Super here. I think it's right here? Yeah. Easiest missile of my life, dude. And I always liked this right here. You see these, like, the false, spikes? You may wonder, like, okay, how on earth are you supposed to know that these are false spikes? Well, if you've seen all the spikes before this point, you would see that they kind of move around, that they're animated, and these ones are not. So that's... I don't know, I still kind of question the logic behind just, like, having the main boss of Maridia be behind freaking fake spikes, but... I don't know, it is what it is. Oh, here we go. Oh god, we're fighting. I wasn't quite ready for this. Okay. Okay, so what we want to do... They're gonna get ready. I want to use these super missiles to actually open up these conduits right here. Electric conduits, because we're still underwater, so this is really dangerous now. Then we're gonna get the grapple beam out. The first time I fought this guy, you know, it was kind of legitimate, like using the beam and the missiles and stuff. When I figured out this was a method, like, oh my god. And of course, those are the little guys we've been seeing up to this point. What are they doing? And there he is! Big boss number 3 being Draygon. Okay, so we're not gonna actually fight this guy properly. I'm gonna use the tired and true technique that everyone is familiar with at this point. He's gonna grab Samus, and I don't really like how this looks. I don't really know what they were thinking here, but okay, those conduits are open. We got a nice conductor here. You know what we're doing. Come on. Come on. Get me close to it. Get me close to it. There we go. And now we just conduct the electricity, and that is that. Man, that is such a cool way to beat a boss. Like, you could beat it the regular way, right? Just by using the super missiles and whatnot. But of course, it makes sense that underwater, just use Samus's body as a conductor with the grapple beam on the electrical conduits and just fry the fish. Oh man, I love it. Of course, it does beg the question, why did a single shock in Metroid Prime, like, take the entirety of her suit functions out? Like, why did that happen necessarily? But details. I've gone on enough about that.